Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches.
Episode 35. So tonight we are reviewing, I almost said Into the Wild. But no.
Different movie.
Different movie.
Combination of the two.
Yeah, just wild.
Just wild.
I'm just going to sum it up real quick. A girl's mom dies of cancer. She gets really depressed, does a bunch of drugs, fucks a lot of guys.
Strangers.
Yep. Strangers. Unprotected. Gets pregnant. Sees a book when getting a pregnancy test about a hiking trail. And then decides she's going to get an abortion and hike 1,000 miles to find herself and become the woman that her mom wanted her to be.
Yep. But see, you told that in a cohesive order.
Yes. I was not schizophrenic.
See, we didn't find out that she had a drug or a sex addiction until an hour and 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of her walking around in the woods.
And mind you, walking around in the woods is literally what she was doing.
It seemed like the same scene happened over and over and over again. And then there'd be like little snippets of flashbacks that you would then piece together by the end of the movie.
Yep.
But essentially the movie is Reese Witherspoon walks through the woods, encounters people who feel bad for her because A, she's a woman who can't do anything for herself. This is according to the movie.
And is pretty.
And she's pretty. So it starts off with everyone helping her, and then slowly but surely every single scene is, will she get raped?
Yeah.
Or won't she get raped? Well, and my thing is like, okay, by the end of the movie, it really seemed like the wilderness was not her biggest obstacle, but being raped was.
Yes.
Like, it was like the Pacific Crest Trail was just a trail of rapists. That was all it was. Every single man. And then there would be weirdos who would just like jokingly threaten to rape her and be like, haha, we're just messing with you. That's not cool. That's not okay.
At a certain point, I was just like, oh, just fucking get raped already.
I mean, it did get to a point where I was like, can it happen or not?
Exactly.
Like, I don't want it to happen. I'm not willing this to be, but like, if that happened, then at least something would happen.
Yeah. Yes, because nothing happened.
Nothing happened at all. Now, the more I'm thinking about this movie, the more it's really making me angry.
Good.
Like, it ended and I went, whatever. And then now that we're talking about it, I was like, wait, I'm actually very mad about this. And I mean, if one more person is like, I can't believe you're doing this by yourself.
Yes.
Like, everyone was just like, you're a helpless woman.
Yep.
Can I give you something?
A woman could never do this trail on her own.
What? And then, so then she meets, this is the most infuriating part. She's like completely a victim the whole movie. And then she meets this like pretty cool hiker lady who's like, yeah, I'm pretty badass about everything. No one's giving her free shit and helping her with everything. But she just disappears and is no longer part of the movie and never talked about again.
Yep.
This whole movie seemed really pleased with itself. Or the characters, rather. Not the movie. The movie was really depressing. Every character seemed to be like, oh, have you read Faulkner? I love Walt Whitman. I'm so well read. I quote poetry in my free time. And it was just like, maybe you should shut up. I was really, like, she writes, okay, so there's like these travel journals, there's like little kiosks everywhere along the path. And every time she writes a little like Robert Frost freaking poem about nature. And everyone she meets on the trail is like, Cheryl, did you write that Robert Frost poem? Oh my God, that changed my life. And we're like, what's happening? She's like famous.
I know. But then they also chalk it up because she's the only woman.
Oh my God, Cheryl? You must be Cheryl. Because you're the only woman ever.
Except for that other woman.
Except for the other chick. Lame.
It was weird to me that this was written by a woman.
I mean, it's okay. So like, it's a real life account of a woman. Like it's like a biography.
It's biographic.
Right? So like, I'm assuming this is
what she encountered.
Somewhat real. It's like a weird story that she like, apparently to us, has never hiked in her life.
Nope.
And now she's taken on this 1,000-mile journey. I mean, maybe if we'd seen her buying the stuff, asking some questions, getting some sort of mentor to be like, hey, do you think I could do this or whatever? And then we'd have at least a little faith in her.
What bothered me more than all of that, which really was awful.
It's just
Is it why? What's the point? Like,
she's on a walkabout.
but she never learns anything.
No, absolutely not. Well,
I think that was the big thing for me, is that the reason that maybe we didn't see a transformation is because, one, we start with her on this journey already.
The way it's edited is very bizarre.
The editing...
You don't know who she is, and then you gradually find out, but you don't really care.
Right, because you already see her now, and you're like, is that different? I don't know, kind of, maybe not.
The only difference is she's got sassy bangs when she's, like, early 20s.
Yeah.
And then doesn't now. That's about it. When she eventually changes, is completely told in voiceover in the last 30 seconds of the movie. So she's like, well, I made it to this end of this journey, but guess what happens next? Voiceover of the things I
get married and have a kid and name it after my mom.
ended up doing with my life, and you're like, well, maybe that would have been an interesting last half an hour of this movie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Don't get me started about when she literally crosses the bridge at the end of the movie. Oh my god. And then I cross this bridge metaphorically and literally.
Yep. But again, and her mother, the fox, that's been watching over her since.
Oh, spoilers! Her mom is the fox.
Oh.
This mysterious CGI'd fox keeps showing up to be like, hey, I'm a fox. I don't know. It's her mom as a spirit animal. Yep. I was like shocked that it wasn't like a fox, and then was like Laura Dern, like at the end, and she's like waving to her at the end of the bridge, like, you did it, yes.
I think it needed a little bit more structure to...
Well, it was the same director who did Dallas Buyers Club, which I had a similar reaction to, where I was like, this is really sad and gross and sad for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like, okay, but there's no like big plot points where and it could be a character study, but the characters aren't that interesting.
Right.
It seems like the characters felt like they were really deep, but it was real shallow to me.
Oh, yeah. I think she thought that she was really deep. I mean, honestly, I feel like I hate her. Like, the woman who wrote this book. Maybe this is what it was. I think Reese Witherspoon...
You gotta tell me, because I don't know.
I think Reese Witherspoon overdosed, or like whatever, and was dropped in the desert.
By who?
Whoever was like with her.
Creepy rapist.
Yeah, creepy rapists. And she has amnesia.
Maybe.
And is like just walking.
I thought you were gonna say she was just dead the whole time.
No, she has amnesia and she's just like walking, and slowly flickers of her memory are coming back.
That would make sense.
And she's like, I remember something about my mom. And then another 20 miles later, she's like, and I remember something about an abusive father.
Yeah.
And then, 20 miles later, and I remember having sex with 12 guys. And, like,
whoa.
You're like, oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden at the end, she remembers everything, and it all makes sense.
The whole movie really felt like Oscar bait. It was just
I'm naked now.
Like, Reese Witherspoon just being like, I'm gonna do drugs and be naked and be fucked up and not wear any makeup, and guess what? Oscar season. She drinks Snapple every chance she can get.
Snapple lemonade is all she's craving.
Snapple. And they'll be like, Snapple, 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 Snapple.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was the 90s and there was like, the Snapple lady.
That's
and it was a big
true.
deal.
Snapple was really big in the 90s.
Really big deal, but it was hard to tell whether or not, like, that was in the book. Or
it seemed to me like it was in the book. Like, the REI thing either was brilliant product placement.
That was in the book.
It had to have been.
I would assume.
I mean, it played a plot piece.
But I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't know. I mean,
I'd give it like a 6.5.
I didn't enjoy watching it. It's not.
No, it made you uneasy, and it wasn't that good, and there was a lot of stuff that was.
At the end, I didn't feel like, oh, I learned something.
No.
Except that you can like exchange shoes at REI.
I did learn that.
I didn't really learn much.